One. So what's up, guys? We're back for our second segment of the night.
Final segment of the night.
We're moving over to football.
Lauren and I are not. We like football. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
not a football fan. It's just
we just like to talk more about baseball because that's
because we're baseball people, you know. And you can't get mad at us. It's our show. Just kidding. Just kidding. Well, it is our show, but I'm not kidding about that.
No,
it's your show, guys. Whatever you want us to talk about. I like football. I just feel like the past few years it's gotten a lot of the oomph has been taken out of it. If oomph is even like a word, I mean, it's a word.
It's a word, but it's like I think it's more of like a describing.
Yeah, but it's perfect, right? And that there's no oomph.
It's okay. Like,
you know what's gonna have oomph? The XFL, which is Vince McMahon's. So I was talking about this. So if you guys know what the XFL is like Extreme Football League, and back in like the late 90s, I think it was, Vince McMahon, who was a former chairman of the WWE, has now stepped down, gave it to his daughter and his son-in-law, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, aka Hunter, whatever, and Stephanie McMahon, because that's her real name. And so he made this league called the XFL, and it was like so intense. There was like no real rules, like just body slamming people. Like he had like the hottest cheerleaders ever you could possibly find during that time to like bring them in. And then like he really wanted like the players and the cheerleaders to date each other to make it even more drama. And it was just like intense, right? He's bringing that back for, I think, 2020 or 2021 rather, when Kanye becomes president, apparently. And so I'm waiting for the XFL to come back because the NFL just doesn't do it for me anymore. Like I used to be able to watch the NFL and be like, this is so intense. Like this is like, oh, like guys just beating each other up. Now it's like somebody touches the quarterback. And it's like, it's like foul. Like throws a flag 18 different ways, and they can't do that. Roughing the bed. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever. And oh man, my Facebook just crashed. Well, that's not good. My live stream just crashed my Facebook. So, yikes.
Well, that should be interesting to bring that back. Maybe that will give like people a little bit more. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's just going to give people like a little bit more. Sorry, guys, my Facebook crashed. Just coming back at you again. We didn't really go anywhere. Well, that's what I'm hoping. It's going to have like a little bit more of like a, just more adrenaline. And not so much like, these guys,
they can't do anything.
Chirping in everybody's ears about they don't get paid enough when, they're getting millions of dollars for doing nothing.
Exactly.
Like,
I think the thing is that like when we were sitting in the production space tonight and watching the video clip you showed me, that got me so excited for this weekend of football. It was like watching a movie trailer
in a while.
I know for football. That is like that to me looked like it was going to be.
It's like a mini movie. Almost.
It was like a mini movie.
Like a trailer.
Let me tell you. With Michael Jordan doing the intro, you think it's going to be about basketball.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because when I first was scrolling through, so if you guys, I might have shared it on my Facebook.
Shared it on
if
your
not,
Facebook,
their NFL just came out with a new promo for Sunday night's game, which is
Green Bay
against the Patriots.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling through and I thought it was like for the NBA because they had Michael Jordan doing it, and he's like, how do you determine the greatest of all time? And I'm like, oh man, they're gonna talk about maybe like how they compare him like LeBron James to him and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then he's like, they wear the same number.
And that's when I put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, and that's when I scrolled out of the video and then I saw it was on the NFL page, and I'm like, oh. They're talking about quarterbacks. And I know who quarterbacks they're talking about.
This weekend, NBC has the big game.
They do it. It's on NBC, right?
Yep. 8:20.
Dope.
But watching this got me so excited to watch this game on Sunday. And I
effing pumped.
I am not one to turn on a Patriots game.
Yeah, no, I hate them.
I cannot wait to watch it just because of that trailer now.
Yeah. And like it's true because right now they are the greatest quarterbacks in the league, and like they're going up against each other, and it's like just to make a Sunday night, just to make a promo for a Sunday night game like that is really intense.
And that also takes months.
And to just bring in like an NBA GOAT.
That takes months and months and months of planning.
That got me really excited.
they probably have had that planned and done for months, and then just
no, definitely for sure. Well, yeah, when the schedules probably came out, they were like, "Oh my god!"
And the schedules pretty much come out. I want to say like April, May.
Yeah, isn't it like early they come out so that and you can buy the tickets, tickets that are jacked up for no reason, and just to watch your team go 1-7. Which brings us to
the Giants.
So we're on week 8, which is kind of crazy. I feel like football just started, but then again, it's November, so
I know
tomorrow's Halloween. That's something, I guess.
I guess that's something.
So week 8. So the Jets are 3-5. The Giants are
1-7. Yeah,
Giants are 1-7. I mean, I'm not surprised, right?
No.
Like after week 3 last year, I was like, we're probably not gonna have a good team next year. Yeah, and that was last year.
I'm not feeling it.
Well, I don't even know what to say, really.
You know what?
Again, I'm not really a football fan that much. Like, I like it, but at the same time, it's like I don't need to be a football fan in order to watch the Giants a couple times and like not know what's going. Like, I know exactly what the problem is. Well, I mean, it's not one problem; it's multiple strings of problems. And are you seeing a ghost or something?
No.
You just scared me so much because like I saw your head like pop up.
No,
like,
I was looking.
I didn't see somebody come in.
No, I was just looking at something. Sorry.
No, it's okay. So, but I mean, I don't know. They went up against the Redskins on Sunday, which the Redskins are now 5-2 from that game. They lost 20-13. I don't really like because it's not like they're getting blown out of the water, but they're not getting blown out of the water.
Yeah, it's like weird to watch
because they're getting blown out of the water. Like when it comes to like the third downs or like like 4th and goal, like they're getting destroyed in areas like that. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to really performing. First off, see, like I don't even know where to start because there's so many issues with this team. Like our offensive line, what are we doing with our offense? What are they even? They're not even. Yeah. First off, you're not even giving your quarterback a real fighting chance if you give him 3 seconds after the height. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like after the height, you give him 3 seconds and he's getting sacked. Like Eli was sacked 7 times against Washington. We didn't even sack once. We didn't even get 1 sack. My voice is getting so high. We didn't even get 1 sack. Like, how do you allow your quarterback to get sacked 7 times and be like, guys, we can't even post up 1 sack?
Yeah.
1 sack.
I don't know. It's insane. And the other problem I have is just that I don't know. There's something off about them and I cannot tell what it is. And I just.
It's a lot of things.
I mean, it's multiples, but like, I was just like, I don't even want to watch their games now just because I know going in, it's going to be either a blowout or they're going to lose. And it's going to be a close, like they're going to lose by 4 or 5, 7 points. They
lost by 3 against.
Exactly.
What's her name? Just a couple weeks ago.
I know what you're talking about because that game you lost by 3.
Redskins? No, we just play the Redskins.
Yeah.
Chiefs?
Maybe. You lose by 3 points and it's like, maybe it was Atlanta.
Oh, the Falcons.
Yeah. You lose by 3 points. You couldn't have kicked could you not have figured out a time to kick a field goal?
Yeah, that's another thing too. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's just, I mean, we're not. There's no urgency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Okay, Barkley is showing. First off, and we talked about Saquon before. Saquon is a freak of nature. Like one of the games, I think it was week 7, they showed one of the games, or week 6, and they were showing like his numbers in the Penn State weight room, and he's like top on all of the, like for all sports, like top everything, bench, clean, squat, you name it, he has the top. He's like 600 squat. It's ridiculous, okay?
Right.
This guy, body-wise, physique-wise, is in prime condition, like best shape of his life ever right now, okay? We know he can catch a ball, okay? We know he can do things. He can run the ball. He's running an average, I think, 8.5 yards per catch. We can see what he can do. We know what OBJ can do too.
Right.
Okay. Now, if those guys are stepping up, we need our O-line to step up big time. Flowers got to step up big time. Okay.
Yeah.
QB's got to step up. I know it's hard because your O-line's not giving you that defense you need and that security blanket that you need to give yourself that time to check the pockets, to check everything.
Figure it out.
Exactly. I mean, your quarterback can only do so much when your O-line's not giving them enough time to throw the ball. Right. You know what I mean?
So the O-line really needs to figure it out and start protecting.
Yeah.
And do their job. That's really what their only job is.
We I mean, we have red zone problems. We have a lack of a consistent running game. We have a lot of issues, okay? The pass rush, the turnover rate, all of it. We have so many things that are going wrong. But there's something just a little wrong to me with the amount of targets Saquon's getting.
I know.
Stop giving Saquon the ball.
Yeah.
Now everybody's gonna be like, that's so crazy. Like, it's Saquon.
It's not.
Here's just a couple numbers. I'm gonna run some numbers to your head. I like numbers. I'm like David Cohn when it comes to things. I like numbers for my stats. He's basically he's averaging 8.6 yards a catch. He's basically on pace for 116 catches, 142 targets. Maybe you would be better off taking those targets and spreading a little out towards, I don't know, maybe Shepard.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit towards Ingram. Ingram's coming back off of an injury. I know that. He's a little rough. He's a little not rough. He's working out the kinks, as we like to say. Shep's got 12 fewer targets than Barkley and 18 fewer catches. But he's got 45 receiving yards. And Barkley's 17 for 58 catches, resulting in first downs. Shepard's 28 for 40, resulting in first downs.
Then why aren't you giving the ball more to Shepard? And it makes more sense to me to do it that way. But
that's what I'm saying. You move it. Here's the thing, right? You want to hear something crazy? You move it over to third downs. Barkley has 4 third down conversions on 16 catches from 19 targets. Shep's got 8 third down conversions, 10 catches, 15 targets. So if you're going off of paper, if you're going off of the stats, if you're going off of, if you're somebody who's really into the paper things and he's good on paper and all this stuff, then the clear answer is go to Shepard every now and again.
Exactly. I don't think people give Shepard enough respect in that regard because I do feel like sometimes he is a better player.
Well, it's just obviously he's more productive. If you're just going off of stats wise, if you're just going off of that, he's obviously a more productive player than Saquon is right now.
Right. And the thing is with that, he's getting targeted less. So he's able to catch more.
Exactly. That's the one thing too. If you look at everybody, if you look at the coverage, most of the time Shepard's wide open.
Yeah.
But the play is called for Saquon. But most of the time, Shep's open, but Eli's just already looking for Saquon because that's a call. It's a play.
Which I get, but you need to be able to adapt and change.
Right.
And
no, of course.
On the field. And I feel like sometimes Eli just goes, this is what we're doing. This is what is going to get done. And I just don't care who's open.
I think that's a lot of veteran quarterbacks. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say a lot of veteran quarterbacks because I feel like not every team, here's the thing. You take Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, right? You take the GOAT quarterbacks and you put them with that offensive line, they're not doing anything either.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it comes down to, all right, he's really not doing his job, but the O-line's really not doing his job.
Yeah.
And Sunday also just showed there's really no urgency. There's no rush. We didn't rush the ball. We didn't rush the passer. We didn't rush for points. And Washington did every single one of those things.
Right. And that's why they won the game.
You execute where you have to. Okay. Mm-hmm. You guys are not doing what you're supposed to be doing. We gave up 7 sacks. We didn't even get any sacks of our own. Try to get a sack.
Try.
Just for me.
I mean, JJ Watt had 4 sacks last Thursday. Let's be honest.
I love JJ Watt.
Oh.
I love TJ Watt on the Steelers. He's a cutie pie. He's a little cutie pie.
Him and his brother both have were tied for the most sacks in the league a couple weeks ago.
That is kind of interesting to me when brothers play.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, what do you do when you go up against each other? Are you trying, I don't know. Obviously, I've never had that. I have an older brother. We couldn't play the same sport.
Good thing is that they're both on defense. So they really can't. I mean, but
they're, true, I know.
They're,
but I'm saying your teams go against each other.
Well,
that's a little intense sometimes.
I mean,
must be awkward at the Thanksgiving table. For some things, if you lose.
Well, last year on Christmas, the Steelers played Houston, but JJ was out because of surgery
on his back, right?
Yeah. And then their middle brother Derek plays for the Chargers as a fullback.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
because
awesome.
Derek isn't really talked about.
Family of
football
players,
and they all play in the NFL.
And those parents must love life right now. They're like, yeah, all kids buy us houses. It's great.
They still live in the same house that they've had since they were kids. Yeah.
Well, they're farm people, right?
They're all from Wisconsin.
Yeah. You're not leaving Wisconsin. Like, if you feel like you grow up in any of those places like that, you don't leave.
Yeah.
It's too beautiful to leave. I think anyway.
And I think that they're such good players. The thing is, they're not only good players on the field, they're good people off the field.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's when I feel like GMs and the Giants should really start looking at this.
Yeah.
Is you've got to look at the people that are the players that they are on the field and the players that they are off the field.
Well, yeah, of course. But I mean, like, that's the thing too, is like after Houston happened, like JJ was out there with the relief.
Exactly.
Like the next day. Or whenever the relief went out, he went out there with them and like was giving money to everything and like was supporting the Astros when they were going through their World Series race. So it's like he is a prime example of what professional athletes should be nowadays.
Exactly.
You know, with and it's hard. We live in a time right now where sports teams almost kind of indicate, what political line you're on too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like certain teams do, certain sports do. And it's kind of weird how much emphasis sports has been put, you know what I mean? Like how much emphasis has been put into sports nowadays. If an athlete says something, like people take that to their grave, you know what I mean? They swear on that word and it's like, he's just a professional athlete.
Yeah. And they're human beings.
Yeah.
Like you have to remember they make mistakes just like the rest of us.
Of course.
Granted, it is publicized because they're in the public eye. But for me, when you're looking at a professional athlete, they're a human being and they have rights just like everyone else.
Yeah, and they have lives. They have lives. Families.
And that don't need to be. Sometimes people don't want their personal lives out there for everyone to see.
There's a lot of players that do a really, really great job of keeping their private life separate. Derek Jeter was one of them.
You know what I think?
Judge is becoming another one of them. Like Jeter was one, like nobody ever knew what he was doing.
Exactly.
Like he would show up here and he was like a shadow. Like you'd see him a little bit and then he was gone. Yeah. And you'd see him with a girl and he was gone. You see him with another model, he's gone. It's like, what is Derek Jeter doing? Does he have that invisibility cloak like from
Harry
Potter? Great, my phone just died too now, so there goes my feed on my Instagram. I don't know what's going on with technology these days.
Well, we've had a problem.
Everything's
here.
given out.
I own a Wi-Fi, so it could,
Nah, it's dead. My phone died. It was like 9% when I started the second segment. So.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't matter.
But I think we're done with football. I think we're over
that's honestly all I had to talk about. I mean, when the Giants go 1-7, there's really not much to talk about. Especially since it's the same stuff that they need to fix over and over again. So it's like becoming repetitive.
Yeah.
So it's like almost making me feel like I should switch our attention to the Jets, but I'm not a Jets fan.
Exactly.
So, like, I don't even know. We're going to end up talking about, like, curling because what else are we going to be talking about? Winter sports are coming out. Maybe we could switch to one of those or something.
Maybe we could switch to hockey. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. Or basketball.
Basketball is coming back. College basketball should be back.
There's some scandals happening.
But
we can't talk about on here.
You
guys could check it out yourself. It was on Bleacher Report.
It was all over the place.
That was crazy though. When you sent it, no, my friend Brooke sent it to me, and she was like, "This is insane." I was like, "Oh, I thought it was like low HUD or something." It was, and then I click on the thing. It says Bleacher Report. Like I own a men's basketball. I was like, "Oh no, this is public."
Lauren, it was all over Sirius XM Sports Radio.
Well, yeah, but like, I mean, when it gets on Bleacher Report, that stuff is straight.
It's bad. I mean, it was on like USA Today. So for everyone, go check it out by yourselves. But yes.
Can I even like, I feel like I want to be a compass for you guys to point you in the direction. But if you just go on Bleacher Report
if you type in Iona men's basketball,
you'll see the story. Right. It's kind of crazy. I don't know what to make of it.
Exactly. And I also don't know how much of it's true.
Yeah, because it's a lot of that. That's like he said.
Yeah.
Because it's two guys. it's a lot of he said stuff because it's like, well, you don't know what's going on in the locker room. You don't have cameras in the locker room. You don't know who put their hands on who first. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you're taking the player's word for it, yes, but I mean,
has anybody talked to the
at
coach?
The end of the day, all this does is ruin the careers of both the coach and the player and ruins the reputation of Iona basketball. And it's come a long way. And I'm hoping that, in the past, Iona has been able to persuade certain stories from not making it into public eye. I'm like a lot of other places have done. There's obviously nobody, any press is good press, but not for college, I think. And so, it's sad, and I'm really hoping that this doesn't tarnish the Iona program, the name of the Iona program, because Tim Clues has worked very, very hard on taking it from where it was, even my freshman year, to where it is now. They are a force to be reckoned with, that team. So, I hope this doesn't really hinder anything for them, because that would be a really big hit. Because we got to beat those Jaspers.
Yep. But that's all we have for today.
Jasper anyway, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. All right, guys. That's it for Sports Up this week. Catch us next week, 8:00 Tuesday.
Same time,
same place. We'll be here. Also, if there's anything you guys want us to talk about, or any sports stories you guys think are interesting, and you guys think we would find it interesting, please DM me or put it on my wall. I don't even know how that works anymore, if you could even do that anymore. I don't know. Facebook's come a long way. But just let us know, and maybe we'll touch up on it. All right, guys. Have a great night. Everybody be safe. We'll see you next week.